off, radio, how was that for you to see yourself on screen not acting as yourself?
Ah! Scary. Yeah. Like watching a Vincent Price movie. Yeah. Hey, Pat, how are you? My God, Pat St. John, ladies and gentlemen, right here in the audience. CBS FM. Thanks for coming, Pat.
My pleasure.
Did you believe everything that everybody said about you?
What do you mean?
Well, did you like everything that everybody said about you?
Oh, yeah, I guess whatever they said comes out of their own mouth, you know? I don't know whether I can believe half of it, but some of it seemed true, yeah.
I'm not going to take this over. Let's open it up to questions. You guys just want to hear radio speak.
Later. I'm busy now.
So, Mary and Paul, I mean, does everybody in New York City know about radio? I mean, I'd love to see a show of hands who knew of Radioman before coming to see this movie. Okay, so how many, let's do it the other way. How many people just knew about Radioman from reading the synopsis in the catalog?
Wow.
All right.
Big show of hands.
How did both of you come across Radioman?
Well, Paul was working on a film set up in Connecticut, and he wanted to work on Indiana Jones 4, and he was asking information. No one knew anything about it, where I was going to shoot, and then someone said, "Ask Radioman, this guy. He knows everything about where everything's shooting." So Paul came back and told me, he was like, "I just met this crazy, angry little guy who's like," and then but told him like the date and everything. We went up.
Some little troll.
A little troll. I say that affectionately.
I know you do.
Yeah. And so we went up to Connecticut. There he was on Indiana Jones 4 in a costume, talking to Steven Spielberg, eating out of a bin. And when I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, and he knew everyone. He knew all the extras. And but then, like, looking back, I remember thinking, I have seen him cycling down like Fifth Avenue before. I had seen him around. And even today, like, we've been walking around town, like, everyone, I mean, so many people I just bumped into you, like, twice already today. Bit different areas.
Yeah, different angles. It was crazy. I'm going downtown to see, you know, all of a sudden I see this movie set. Oh, look, James Gandolfini's making a movie tomorrow, which is Saturday. It's called Criminal Justice for HBO. And then I'm riding by, and there's Mary and Gary. I go, what the hell? We always run into each other. It's crazy. It's like karma.
She knows my name.
Gary's our editor, by the way. Amongst other things.
Have you cleaned your room since?
Not really. Many more stuff's in there now.
Do we have other questions?
I would just like to say that I've known this guy for, well, haven't been on the radio for many decades. He would hang out.
Pat, oh, you got a microphone? Okay.
I was just going to say that Radioman would hang out outside the radio stations, a couple of different ones where I've worked at, but he would know information and tell us as we would come into our shifts. And he would say, what I'm trying to say is, he knows as much about music and what's going on in the radio and in the rock and roll world. He's not called Radioman just that. He loves that radio and he loves the music. And he would come to us and he'd say, I want you to know that the Grateful Dead are going to be at the Garden on June 22nd and 23rd, but nobody knows it yet. He'd be right.
That's great.
And he would always give us the inside information. And at first, you know, we kind of, you know, it was like, what? This guy is for real. And he's been a real fan. And he's still, he meets me after my Sunday shift.
During the days of Scott Muni, right?
He's back in the days with Scott. So I just want to say this guy is one genuine guy. And he's happy. And if, you know, there's nothing more important in life, in my opinion, than for you to be happy. And you can't make anybody else happy unless you're happy. And obviously he makes a lot of people happy. So I look up to him as a man, and I'm proud to call him my friend. He's really a good guy.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm tearing up.
In the back, here over here.
You're a good actor.
Who do you look up most to as an actor? Who is the most talented in your
Who I
mind?
look up at as the most talented actor that I respect or admire?
Yeah, you have your mic.
There's many, but one that I like and I think is a great actor, and he's still alive, by the way, is Anthony Hopkins. And his new movie's coming out very shortly, Hitchcock, with Helen Mirren.
Right here.
Radio, I just got to say, I mean, since I've known who you are,
Right.
all your pop-up roles that I've seen, the most astonishing was definitely Always Sunny in Philadelphia last year. You're getting fucked in the ass, or you're fucking some guy in the ass on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
What's your favorite role that you've been in out of everything you've ever done?
Well, that certainly wasn't my favorite role. I did it for money. And I did not get booked, by the way. Oh, I made it look that way. That was Danny DeVito's idea, really, seriously. I don't know. I guess Shutter Island would be the one I really care for. I love Marty. Also Marty, you know. So, yeah, Mr. Scorsese. And as a matter of fact, I went for a fitting today, and I'm going to be in his movie, Wolf of Wall Street, with Leonardo DiCaprio, again, at a courthouse in Queens on Monday. That should be fun. I'll be some crazy guy who's been arraigned or something like that.
Question right here.
Have you ever asked a screenwriter to write a particular role for you so you could market yourself that way?
To tell you the truth, no. I've never really run into any screenwriters, but if there are some out there, let me know.
Way back in the back of the theater.
Are you one?
Yeah, I know.
After being in this movie, do you still want to be a famous actor, or did we ruin it for you?
After this movie?
Yeah, you still want to be famous.
You know, just being what I am, you know, just maybe a little more famous, but other than that, you know, to maybe get a few roles, you know, maybe with lines and some day player roles, but to be actually, like I said on screen, I don't want that big hoopla role, you know, and oh, look at Radioman, oh, he's the greatest, oh, look, how do you get there? He said, oh, look at the alter ego he's got. No, I just want to, I gotta be me, you know, that kind of thing.
Question over here in the aisle.
Have you worn out more than one bicycle in your career?
Oh yeah, many of them. In fact, I still have some broken ones at home that I gotta repair, yeah. I have the old Whoopi bike, the original one that she gave me, which needs to be repaired. But it's still there, you know. Arnold Schwarzenegger once gave me a bike on the Eraser, the movie Eraser. That's long been trashed.
Right here.
How many years from the time you guys decided to do the movie to the end of the movie? 50. From the time you started shooting with the idea of making a documentary?
4. Election to election, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. We filmed them for about 2 years, then we went to edit for a bit. It was a really bad movie, so we went to film some more. It was a worse movie. And then we found Gary, who was meant to be like doing a polish for like 3 weeks, stuck around for 6 months, made it a good movie, filmed some more, got done. Pretty much.
And has radio seen it along the way?
No, radio didn't want to see it until we premiered it.
When did you premiere it?
Hot Docs in Toronto in April. So the first time you saw it was with 500 people.
Yeah.
And he kept talking all the fucking way through it.
And I'm about to do the same, interrupting you. And don't forget England and Scotland. That was unbelievable. Those were awesome places to be, let me tell you. If you've never been overseas, and this is the first time I've ever been there in my life, Pat, believe me, and everybody else, it was fabulous. It was just fabulous. Scottsdale would have been real proud.
Question over here.
Radioman, did an A-list actor ever take you to the Academy Awards? Ever?
Yes, one of the A-list actors was Whoopi Goldberg, and the other was George Clooney, who still, to this very day, in fact, the next Oscars, whatever it is in February, it'll probably be courtesy of either Whoopi or George. This time I'll probably get in, too. I hope.
Question over here on the end.
I didn't even need this mic, do I?
Have you ever considered selling any of your memorabilia or stuff that you've got?
Never. Never. No. Nothing. No. Even the roaches, I keep them too. Unless they pass away from old age. I accidentally step on one. Oh, Hector, I didn't know. I've named all of them. Do you know I found a dead rat in that house? But one thing about rats, and this is true, they like to be seen when they're dead. They'll be right there in the kitchen, legs sprawled out. They pick it up. It's about this freaking big. But they shrivel up, of course, when they start to die.
We've all learned something.
There's a question over here.
Rodents 101.
Off the set, did you ever find out why they call it craft?
Did you ever find out why they call it craft service?
Like I say, it's either craft service or crap service, depends on the food. No, I don't know where that came from, really.
We Googled it like 3 years in.
Right?
It's because the talent has one thing, and the craft, the behind-the-scenes people, have that table. So it's craft service. Yep.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Paul.
That's what the producer does.
Go ahead.
Need a
back
shave.
to the theater.
Have you ever thought about doing a one-man cabaret show?
Yeah.
Not really, but that would be fun, I guess, yeah. Can you arrange it for me? Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? You don't even have to pay me, just feed me.
In the very back of the theater.
How many radios do you have? What's your favorite one?
Well, I have a lot of radios, but the one that I cherish mostly is the one that Steven Spielberg signed for me that you saw on film. I still have that, too, at home, by the way. And the old radios, like in Ransom, we didn't ever show that footage, did we? No. And the big, big boom boxes are like that big, and I could carry it around my neck like it was a treasure chest or something.
Do you get pain? They're heavy.
Hmm?
Do you get pain right
No,
now?
this isn't too bad. Yeah. The bigger ones, yeah. You get like a little neck problem here and there. So I hold it like this. That takes away some of the strain.
So radio, there's a lot of talk about how you know information before anybody else does. And in the information age, how do you get your information?
There's all kinds of ways. I have my bicycle, and I just ride around, and I see the schedules on these poles and all over the city, and that's how I usually find them out. I go out, well, no, like today, I didn't know Gandolfini was going to shoot Criminal Justice, and there was the sign. So it's like magic, kind of, you know, that you just run into these things. I said, I wonder where what's-his-name's going to be shooting tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And you call up the casting directors, and sometimes they don't answer the phone. And I just find out by dumb luck, you know, there it is. So tomorrow I'm going to start annoying James and bending his ear. Wait a minute, where you been? We've been shooting for 2 weeks. Something like that.
Right, yeah. But so obviously you're getting booked for roles. You're going to fittings. You're showing up. You're flying across the country. I mean, there's this.
It's very surreal. It's like a magic. I don't even understand where it comes from. You know.
It seems like you've got quite a complex business going here that you've been keeping going for many years, and you're probably one of the people that are working the most as an extra and beyond. So are you using technology also, or is it how do casting directors get in touch with you?
It's just by being around, you know, just by going to sets and finding out where they are. I go to the director and say, do you, like Marty, do you need me, or Spielberg or something like that? Can you use me on the set? I was in D.C., right? And then I went to Virginia, where they were shooting Lincoln. And Spielberg seen me and goes, oh, yeah, really? oh, we need somebody with beards. It's perfect, you know. And he put me in the background, and I was there in Virginia for like 2 days. It was great, you know. And everybody the crew was saying, Daniel Day-Lewis is Abe Lincoln. He doesn't come out of character. He sees me. He jumped right out of character. Radioman, what are you doing here? Oh, where are you watching? You know? And that whole crew looked around and he never came out of character. I did it for you. It was blown away. They couldn't believe it, you know. And it looks as if he's vying for the spot of best actor in that movie. And I think he might get it too. You saw what Lincoln looks like? The way it's phenomenal. So detailed, you know. This mic stinks. Anyway.
So it's sort of the opposite of out of sight, out of mind. You're always in mind.
Huh?
It's the opposite of out of sight, out of mind. You're always in sight, so you're in their minds, and you're there on set, and they.
Yeah, it's incredible that whenever there's a movie, they wonder where I am or whatever, you know. Oh, Radioman better show up soon, or you know, this and that. And in fact, while I was in Europe, right, for 3 weeks, Tina wanted to use me in 30 Rock, and I wasn't around. So I guess I got to get to see her, you know. And say, I'm back.
Do we have any other questions for Radioman? Or the filmmakers? Yes?
So, is there a connection between you and the character in the Fisher King? I mean, I don't know the movie.
Well, yeah, it was kind of loosely based on what I am, you know. Kind of a homeless-looking guy way back then, back in the 80s, you know. And when I met Robin Williams at the time. He's running around Central Park, running after the dragon, and I didn't know who the hell Robin Williams was. So I go, who are you? Because I'm Robin Williams. I go, that's nice. I go, how come you look like me? He goes, oh, you look like me. I go, oh, we must be Siamese twins, he says to me. And that's the first time I ran into him, and I go, yeah, you're doing it all wrong. You know, let me take you down to some of the homeless shelters and the guys I know, and I'll introduce you to the people, and you're doing it wrong. So he came down there, he was willing, and that's how he got some of the ideas. And they liked it, and they used it in the movie. And at that time, I didn't even know what acting was about, you know. So they asked me, what did I want? I said, oh, just, he liked some beers and a few dollars. So I signed some piece of paper, and the next thing I knew, I'm in the movie, you know, consulted in the movie, but you actually don't see me in it, right? He's playing me. And I got like 2 cases of beer and about $150. I was happy with it. But you realize the kind of money that made? At that time, I had no idea, you know.
So you are a SAG actor. You're a union
Now I'm a
actor.
SAG actor, yes. After Ransom, I became a SAG actor. The funny part of it was that, the funny part of it was that after Ron Howard put me in a movie, I needed to join SAG. So what happened was the Teamsters got together, and one of the producers who is doing a movie right now called Winter's Tale said, hey, why don't we get together, $20 a piece, and get Radioman and SAG. So they all got together, they had a Radioman fund, and the next thing you know, I was a SAG actor. It cost at that time $1,300. Now with the merge, the SAG and AFTRA, American Federation of TV and Radio Artists, which you happen to be part of, right, Pat?
Yep.
It is now like almost 3 times that amount, you know, to join. Yes?
Who's your agent?
Do you get any residuals for anything that you did?
Yes.
Yes, I've got a couple of residuals on, like I said, Ransom, Mr. Deeds, hello, look at me. You know, anything with lines that you say, that means you get residuals at the checks and whatnot, you know. They come in from months and months, and sometimes it goes down, sometimes it jumps up again, it fluctuates, you know. I did, what else? Shutter Island, okay, but I had something to say, but they cut the line out, but I still got paid for it. And 30 Rock, I'm getting like lots of residuals from that.
You don't have to lean forward. If you taste it, you're too close.
You want me to taste it? Okay. I'm not that horny.
Okay, we have one last question in the back here.
Filmmakers, did you guys have a storyline
You sound very nice, but I couldn't quite understand everything.
The question was,